Multiply the square root of 98y times twice the square root of 27y squared. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and look at each square root and see if there's any perfect square factors. 98 has 49 as a perfect square factor, so I'll rewrite it as 2 times 49 times y. And then I still have the 2 out front of the other one, but then 27 can be rewritten as 9 times 3, and then y squared is already a perfect square factor. So in the first radical, 49 will be able to come out as a 7, because the square root of 49 is 7. And in the second radical, 9 is a perfect square, and y squared is a perfect square. So 3y will come out. This gives me the 7 on the outside, square root of 2y left in the first radical. And then the second radical, the square root of 9 is 3, and there's already a 2 out there, so 6 comes out. The square root of y squared is y, so 6y is on the outside, and then square root of 3 is on the inside. Now, since it's all a product, the only thing I have to worry about is multiplying similar parts. So the 7 and the 6 will be multiplied to get 42, because they're both on the outside of the radical. The y remains on the outside of the radical. And then if you multiply the insides of the radicals, because they're both square roots, then I just get square root of 6y. Next, let's look at 5 plus the square root of, 5 minus the square root of 2y and 5 plus the square root of 2y. So you need to notice that these are conjugates. So I really don't have to multiply it all out. I just have to multiply the first, which gives me 25. The outsides and the insides will cancel, and then the last gives me a minus, and then if I take a square root of 2y times the square root of 2y, you just get 2y. And then 25 minus 2y, those aren't like at all, so you're done. Finally, let's look at 2 radical 5 plus radical 10, this whole quantity squared. So now we can't distribute the square across a plus or a minus. So go ahead and write it out twice, and then I'll FOIL this out. So the first gives us 2 radical 5 times 2 radical 5. Now that will give me 4 in the front, and then radical 5 times radical 5 is just 5. So the first gives me 4 times 5. Now the outsides give me the 2, the 2's get multiplied, which are on the outside, and then the inside will be 50. So the second term becomes 2 radical 50. Now when I'm FOILing, the insides and the outsides will be the same, so I'll get another 2 radical 50. And then the last becomes square root of 10 times square root of 10, which is just 10. Next, I'll simplify 4 times 5 to be 20. I know that I have 2 radical 50s plus 2 more radical 50s. That'll give me 4 radical 50. And then I have another 10 at the end. Finally, adding the 20 and the 10 will give me 30. And then 4 times the square root of 50, well, the square root of 50 has a 25 as a factor in it. So I'll take the square root of 25, it becomes 5. Pulling it out, there's already 4 out there. So 4 times 5 is 20. And that leaves me with a 2 inside. And then 30 plus 20 radical 2, they aren't like. So that's the final product.